What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Aaron Glenn spoke with the media today, and we have some injury updates that we can get into, and some praise from Aaron Glenn on one of the newest New York Jets. I'm rocking my 74 Forever a Jet t-shirt that I got from my site, mattolearyny.com. 100% of the proceeds are going to the National Kidney Foundation, so if you haven't picked one up yet, make sure to pick up a shirt. Just wanted to show it on air so you guys get a look at what it looks like, and I've enjoyed getting in all the pictures of everyone in their new t-shirt and sweatshirt and all that stuff. It's been really awesome, and excited to be able to make a nice donation to the National Kidney Foundation. So let's get into today's video. Garrett Wilson is back at practice for the New York Jets this week.
Listen, he's going to practice this week, so I'm looking forward to him getting out and practice. Let's see how that goes, during the week. I don't want to place too much on him right now. But I'm excited about him getting out there, being able to practice this week.
Aaron Glenn sounds confident in Garrett Wilson coming back and playing this week, and that's my expectation, is that he will play this week. He's missed the last two games. The Jets offense struggled immensely against the Carolina Panthers, and then obviously had a really nice performance against the Cincinnati Bengals. We got another look this past weekend at just how bad the Cincinnati Bengals defense is, and the Chicago Bears carved them up pretty good. But moral of the story is the Jets need their best wide receiver back and their best offensive playmaker. He's been missed a lot the last 2 weeks, and I'm excited to watch him get back on the football field. Glenn also shared his comments on John Mechie.
Listen, I really enjoyed talking. I really enjoyed talking to him. Listen, he is our type of guy. Some of the things that he talked about really resonate with what we talk about here, about being process-oriented, about how we practice. Listen, you have to be callous. You have to callous yourself with practice to be able to go out and play in this time of the year, which is important. And our brand of football that we talk about in-house really fits who the player is. So I'm excited to have him.
High praise for the former second-round pick by the Houston Texans, and honestly a really tough story for John Mechie. He sat out his rookie season to being diagnosed with leukemia, tore his ACL in college. Like, he's just been through it, unfortunately, and his career hasn't gotten off the ground. He ended up being traded from the Houston Texans to the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles end up trading him to the Jets in the Michael Carter deal. And we'll see, right? Like, this is a guy who's obviously been through a lot, and my expectations aren't really crazy high, but there's a reason why he was drafted, at the top of the second round. Is because he was thought of very highly coming out of the draft class in 2022. And, they're taking a flyer on a guy who was buried on the depth chart in Philadelphia. And let's be honest here, outside of Garrett Wilson, this wide receiver room isn't very good. Tyler Johnson had a really big game against Cincinnati, which was good. Isaiah Williams kind of showed out as well, but neither of those two guys are really long-term answers. And there's no guarantee that John Mechie is either, but he has a chance to prove himself over the second half of this season. And if he does, great. That's a win for the Jets. If not, no harm, no foul. You can move on after this year. And at least you say, hey, we gave it a shot, right? Would you rather run Alan Lazard out there every week, or would you rather see what you have in John Mechie and some of the younger guys on this roster? I think everyone would agree that seeing what you have and evaluating is the best route for this team. Guys, think you know football? Then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day right into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick more or less on your favorite players. With more stats than any other daily fantasy app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money if your picks win. Use promo code O'Leary and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. They also have a new offer, a free $20 no deposit required promo. Terms and conditions apply. Aaron Glenn also confirmed that Andre Cisco will be out the rest of the season.
Andre's out. He's out. He had a shoulder, and there's some other things he's actually going to fix. He had an issue before that, so there's some other parts of his arm that he's going to get fixed too while he's getting his shoulder taken care of.
I'm assuming this means that this will be the return of Tony Adams, who just won't go away. It feels like he always gets a second and third life with this Jets team. And now with another coaching staff in here, he's getting it with Aaron Glenn. He struggled a ton in week 1 against Pittsburgh and then against Miami. He was benched for Malachi Moore, and it was Malachi Moore and Andre Sisco holding it down. And not that Sisco was really all that good, but at least he was kind of like the veteran of that group, where Tony Adams is in his 3rd year in the league, 4th year in the league, and just really, unfortunately, struggling, man. The missed tackles are an issue, and this is a team that doesn't tackle very well, and I'm just worried about this defense with the safety play that they have. Like Malachi Moore, I think, is a work in progress as a day 3 pick who's playing in year 1. I think there's potential there, but it's not always pretty. There was a miscommunication in the game against Cincinnati between Malachi Moore and AZ Thomas, 2 young rookie players who had a miscommunication, and T. Higgins has a long touchdown. And you could live with that, but when you're adding into the equation or back into the equation a player like Tony Adams, just makes things a little bit tougher. So those are the big news and notes from today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.